Well, staying in the same line of those who are not happy with the way things are going, as a former Minister of Education and presently the Senior Economic Advisor, Africa Economic Development Policy Initiative, I have joining me from our Abuja studio, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. Thank you so much tonight. Dr. Ezekwesili said our political agenda for 2019 is to stop the two major political parties in Nigeria. But let me begin tonight, this conversation, around what you make of the present situation and the state of the nation.
Such an exciting day for me. We've been anticipating doing an event like this.
I think that we should be worried about the social conditions that we have on our hands. The truth is that with the economy not expanding as it should, we're going to have many more people join the unemployment class. And with unemployment, you have a state of hopelessness if the policy directions are not clear. And when that happens, then you have social tensions. And because we already have a huge amount of social tensions and conflicts and destabilizations that we're managing, then it means that we need something radical to happen in the way that governance goes.
I'm so glad I'm finally learning to swim.
On perhaps the situation of things in some parts of the country, for example, Benue State, which one of the statements made by Pastor Tunde Bakare is how these things are happening, especially a government and the party that promised that security is one of the major programs. And we see the attacks on farmers and some local communities there. What do you think exactly is happening? Pastor Tunde Bakare is asking for a renegotiation of the Nigeria Union.
I think that every one of us who saw the way that the people of this country get butchered in the Fulani herdsmen crisis that clearly has stayed for too long without being addressed. You know, it really questions what the human life is worth in Nigeria. If any society is really about the human beings and the dignity of the human life, then something is completely wrong with our society, fundamentally wrong. It was unbelievable to see the pictures once again of citizens that had been slaughtered in such hideous, heinous manner. And we all are worried, but I am shocked at the fact that our outrage is gradually becoming conditioned by the fact that these pictures are normalizing around our society. I worry about that fundamentally. Now, as far as it concerns the failure of governance, it just points us to the fact that we need to scrutinize the nation state. Is the nation state still at all capable of guaranteeing the safety of life and property, which is the primary responsibility of government according to our Constitution? If it is not, then there is an important conversation that needs to happen in that regard. Or could it be a case where there is still a semblance of the nation state? However, there is a failure as a result of a failure as a result of lack of the willingness to address a problem of that nature, or a failure as a result of weakness of capacity of the people who should be making the decisions on how to address such an egregious situation that worries everybody. To the conversation that Pastor Tunde Bakare has stirred, I think when you watch conflicts aggravate, when social conditions become as degraded as we have them, when you have economic crisis of the kind that we have, with no clear and coherent a policy direction to addressing it, where you've got the loss of influence of a nation state, where people begin to wonder about the capacity of government to really function as government. All of these factors immediately lead you to a necessity for a conversation. A conversation in a federated unit would normally and mostly focus on the way that the federation is constituted. Is it that the structural defects are inimical to the progress of the country?
Dr. Ezekwesili, just for a moment, I need to pause you there because we need to take this break. Up next on the program, there is a message for the ruling APC and its rival, the PDP. Some say they are not playing fair to the people and maybe getting a red card come 2019. Well, the champion of the red card movement is in our Abuja studio. I'll be getting back to the conversation when we return from this break. Stay with us, everyone.